Utah State Aggies having an absolutely amazing season, 19-2 overall, 7-1 in league play. Big game coming up on Saturday as the 17th ranked Aggies travel to San Diego State, and so delighted to have with us right now Darius Brown, really the glue as far as I'm concerned that holds this team together. We've had the opportunity to broadcast 9 games. Our 10th one will be next Tuesday against Nevada. Darius, thank you so much for taking some time with us right now, and also congratulations on what's been a great season so far.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We have a lot more work to do. So looking forward to the rest of the year.
You know, every time we talk to Coach, and I'm sure you've heard this a lot too, we go back to the 13 new players this year, 0 points returned from last year. When did you guys feel like, maybe as a team, that you might be onto something, that you might have something that's going to be pretty successful?
This successful, I knew we'd be okay like a couple weeks before season. We had some good practices. I was like, we'll be okay. As far as this successful, I wouldn't say until like after Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
After
okay,
that,
that tournament.
after that tournament in Cayman.
Let me ask you about you. You were at Montana State with Coach. He gets the job at Utah State, and then you and great Osobor both follow him here. What is it about Coach Sprinkle that really kind of glued you two guys to him and said, hey, we want to go with you?
Well, winning a championship together it was huge, and that creates a bond that you can't recreate anywhere else. And another thing is also, you have to appreciate hard coaching and appreciate the truth. And that's one thing that Sprinkle's always done for me, is giving me hard coaching and giving me the truth about my situation and what I need to do to be better. So that's all it was to me. And I'm assuming great was the same thing. We talked
Yeah.
about it a lot, but you could get great side of the story from him.
Well, you mentioned hard coaching. I got to tell you, as I said, we've done 9 games to this point. That game against San Jose State in the first half, it is as hard of coaching as I have seen Sprinkle this year. I mean, very animated. You know what I'm talking about. A couple of plays that might have gone awry. I mean, obviously you won the game, but what about his style and what was going on that night?
Well, yeah, I like to see Coach Sprinkle as a perfectionist. He just wants to see everything perfect, and he's not necessarily. Sometimes it's not about that game. Sometimes it's about the next game, and it's about the bigger picture. So sometimes he's coaching for that, and sometimes it can get animated, but that's the hard coaching. And when it wins you games, you got to take it. You got to take. Sometimes you don't have to. It's about what he's saying and not how he's saying it. You
Right.
have to take that into consideration. You can't take anything he's saying personal. You can't take his tone personal. You just have to appreciate listen to what he's saying and apply it.
Well, I sense that you guys have a great relationship with him anyway, understanding he is the coach and he's the one that sets the agenda. But I've seen some locker room celebrations, and then he wins his 100th career game. Same thing there. Tell me about the relationship between coach and player in this particular dynamic with the Aggies.
Yeah, he really cares about everybody off the floor, and he checks on guys, making sure academically, personally, like all that type of stuff outside of basketball, how everybody's doing, and that goes a long way with coach player relationship, not with the relationship not just being about basketball, and can you talk about other things, life, and even not just your sport team. We
Yeah.
joke around. Everybody has their NFL teams and NBA teams, and we crack jokes and laugh about all that all the time. So I think that's the biggest thing with relationship is how do you bond outside of what you're doing, because it'd be a lot to just talk about what you have going on. You practice every day or almost every day, games every 2 3 days, 4 days. So it's hard to just talk about that. Sometimes you need an outlet to talk about other things, and this team, player to player, player to coach, all the whole staff, it's just very easy to get along with everyone.
Well, you mentioned player to player. I sense you guys have a great relationship amongst the team themselves. Who's the funniest guy on the team? Who's the guy that makes you laugh, or is it you?
I personally think Landon Brenchley is the funniest guy on the
Really?
team. He's so funny to me.
Okay.
I get a kick out of him all the time. But we have some guys. We have some funny guys. This is a funny team.
But again, they all have you have to have a good relationship, and you have to be able to get along with your teammates to race to a 19-2 record. Am I right?
Yeah, you're seeing the same guys every day,
Yeah.
like every day for since June. So we're looking at 7 months, and we got about 2 more months to go. You see the same guys every day. I'd hope we'd have some funny guys. So, but yeah, we have some funny guys on the team and a great relationship. We hang out all the time, and video games, watching other sporting events, going to other sporting events on campus.
Oh yeah, nice.
We're a very tight knit group.
Well, I know you have a nice player room because I've seen it, so you probably spend a lot of time in there enjoying each other's company. Before I get a couple more questions about you, let me ask you about Great. He's on the top 10 list for the Karl Malone Award, which is, of course, to the best college big man. Tell me what makes Great great.
He's really smart, and he knows how to pick. He knows how to pick his spots. He knows how to do his work early. I think that's a lot of things that, a lot of bigs might be really good when they get the ball, and Great's really good when he gets the ball, but Great's really good at doing his work early, and it makes his job so much easier, and it helps him be so much more efficient when he's scoring, when he does his work early and takes his bigs down to the block, establishes deep position, all those types of things. But also, Great is he's really skilled. He can do a lot of things on the perimeter also. Like he's just an all-around guy, and really deserving of this award. Great's a great player, great guy.
He's had 4 threes this season. I think he banked one in against San Jose State. So he is pretty versatile, isn't he?
Yeah, don't tell the coaches.
Yeah, no kidding. Real quick on you, Defensive Player of the Year last year at Montana State. Your assist to turnover ratio has been phenomenal all year. What did you? And of course, you spent a lot of time at CSUN as well. What have you learned over your career that has led to this final college season as being so successful for you personally?
Different coaches, different experiences, just all those experiences all just add up, and you take things from every game. Every game you seen so many different defensive coverages, seen so many different types of offensive players, have guarded so many different types of players, big guards, small guards, guards that can shoot, guards that just drive, lefties, righties, just all these different types of guards, and even some forwards sometimes you get mixed onto them. So guarding all these different types of players and all these different types of and experiences, and we see it in college basketball every year, just all the close games.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's teams that lose in the craziest ways every single year, and all those experiences, watching it and being in it and being a part of it goes a long way, and it's all brought me to here, and keeps me on edge about my decision making and all those types of things.
Well, you talk about close games. San Francisco, UNLV, Boise State. You guys are battle tested. There's no doubt about that. I got to ask you a little bit about to be a college basketball player at your level is demanding. And on top of that, you got to be a student. That's demanding. But you're in a master's program. Is that correct? You're undergoing that now. How do you balance all that?
Time management. It's like, so it's really just, if you just set things out in advance and plan out when you're going to do things and don't put things aside, then it's not that bad. I would say, like, different than getting my bachelor's.
Yeah.
Master's program is a lot of like projects and things like that. It's not like day-to-day work. It's more like you can kind of plan when you want to do it, but it's a lot of work when you decide to do it. And it's all about time management. If you could find a way to manage your time, then you'll be fine.
Well, you must be very good at that. With regards to your master's program, what are your long-term goals? What do you want to do?
I'm still deciding. I love listening to what other people do and how they got there. I love listening to people's journeys about how they got to their career, because I'm open about everything. Obviously, I'd like to play basketball as long as I could.
Sure, absolutely.
Love to play pro next year and love to play as long as I can, but obviously the ball's going to stop bouncing at some point in time.
Well,
And I'm still trying to figure that out.
I don't think there's any doubt you're going to get a look to play some pro ball. I don't know if you've talked to anybody about that, but your skill set is just too valuable not to have something after college. Would you agree with that?
I am just where my feet are. Just
Okay.
staying in the present, staying where my feet are.
Well, on Saturday, your feet are going to be in San Diego. Talk to me a little bit about the Aztecs. It's been tough sledding for the Aggies. Not that you were a part of any of those past teams, but what do you see out of that team? And just give us a quick synopsis of what we can expect.
I mean, San Diego State's been a power team in this conference for the longest time, and they've had very, very successful years the past couple of years. With the Final Four national championship game last year that they went to. They have a lot of guys returning. They're just a very physical team. Should be a really physical game, and we just have to make sure we stick to our game plan and make smart decisions and don't get out of ourselves. Don't play out of character. We stick to what we do and play our game, then we'll put ourselves in a great position.
Well, then after that, Tuesday night, it's our last broadcast in Nevada. I got to ask you really quick about that Spectrum Center crowd because it is so much fun to do a game in that building. How do they build you up?
They carry us. They carry us through games. They carry us through runs. And there's times where we get off to slow starts sometimes, and just hearing them and how energized they are and so happy to be there and watch us play and see us winning and stuff and all that it takes so far. It takes us so far. And we talk about it all the time, like, we have to protect home court. And we appreciate everyone that comes to the games, and we enjoy it so much. I know sometimes we're in the game, so we can't really acknowledge it as much as we want to, but we really do appreciate everyone that goes to the games.
Well, hopefully on next Tuesday it'll be 14 straight wins in the Spectrum, and we shall see. Darius Brown, thank you so much for taking time with us, and good luck to you guys at San Diego State this weekend.
Thank you for having me.